Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melissa and I'm vegan. I've been vegan now for over 6 years, and as you have seen on my channel, I have followed the starch solution for quite some time. I've been doing a lot of potatoes recently, and this video is going to be different. It's hard to find a lot of information on some of the issues that I have, and I think that they are part of the reason why I struggle so much with losing weight. And so this is going to be the start of my experimenting this and seeing if in fact I need to change up my diet a little bit. So about 18 years ago, I was diagnosed with PCOS, polyovarian cystic syndrome, which you can look up, you can Google, you can find all kinds of information on. Basically, my hormones are out of whack, and I'm pretty sure it's something that doesn't go away. I haven't had like a lot of major issues since then when I found out about it, but the reason I went to the doctor back then was because I hadn't gotten my period for a year. And so I went, and I was heavier than I am now, but I went back then, I wasn't vegan either. I didn't know anything about PCOS, and they said I was borderline pre-diabetic, which scared the crap out of me. So this endocrinologist back then told me what to do. What he told me to do actually completely changed like my life and the way I was eating and my weight, and it really, really worked. So he told me back then, 18 years ago, to cut out all white refined sugars, flours, stuff like that, and to basically like cut out anything white and just cut out the sugars. And so I was reading labels, and I was like really being super cautious because I was so nervous about this whole being pre-diabetic thing. Like, I was so much younger, I was in my 20s. And so long story short, I followed exactly what he said. My diet consisted of, lean meats back then, a lot of like shrimp, brown rice, things like that. I was checking every label, but so back then I didn't know how bad Splenda was for me. And so I was, getting sugar-free stuff that would mess up my stomach. And so anyway, I cut out the sugars. I did everything he said. I started dropping weight like crazy, and I had a good 100 pounds to lose, and I was dropping weight like crazy. So, when I did that, in less than, I think, 2 months, I got my period. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, who's now 18, almost 18. She's 17 now, actually. And I was kind of upset because I was not done. I wasn't done losing weight, but I just continued to do what I was doing when I was pregnant with her. And I gained like 20 something pounds. 10 of it was her. And a lot of it obviously water weight, but I was continuing to just exercise about 30 minutes a day and really watch every single thing I ate. I ate a lot of salads with protein and stuff, but I was very, very careful. I was super careful. And I dropped weight very fast after I had her. Within 4 weeks of having a C-section, I was down like 60 more pounds. And I eventually continued on to get to almost to my goal weight. I mean, I think I would look back now and say I was at my goal weight. Of course, back then you just continue to beat yourself up and think you got to do better. But like, looking at the pictures, I was perfectly content. I was wearing a size 6 and the skinniest I'd ever been in my entire life. So with all that said, obviously I am vegan now. I'm going to continue to always be vegan. I'm an ethical vegan. I just wondered if, because of my PCOS and my hormonal issues, if the high carb, low fat lifestyle really wasn't, I'm not necessarily low fat, but the high carb lifestyle is what is making this so hard for me to lose weight. I go on the potatoes and I'll lose weight initially, but then like the second week, the weight will start coming back on. And it's very strange, like, especially if I'm eating white potatoes. Like, sweet potatoes I used to eat back in the day too, and those never bothered me like the white ones. So I think I will keep the sweet potatoes in my diet, but this is going to be an experiment. I'm not going to post this until it's proving to work, because I was doing potatoes, and I just think that I really might have to be a little more low carb just because of this hormonal thing that I've had my entire life, basically. And I just remember how fast that weight dropped. And I know that I was much younger, so maybe it had to do with that, but I'm going to find out. So with that said, I'm going to kind of do a little journey for the next couple of weeks and track everything on MyFitnessPal, document things that I'm eating, show you guys in like probably a long video. So forgive me if this together is compiled and it ends up being long, but I'm going to track everything and I'm going to try to stay under 90 carbs a day, which with the potatoes, you're 200-300 easy, you know, and really watch my sugar. So, that's my plan, because yesterday I had a lot of potatoes and I was super bloated. Granted, I was down some water weight that I had gained when I went to California, but I'm just tired of like constantly this constant battle. So today is Wednesday, April 20th, and I'm starting my lower carb, and you know, obviously vegan, whole foods, as much as possible, but there will be more fat in my diet because of being lower carb. But that's not saying I'm gonna eat Beyond Burgers every day or anything crazy like that. That is absolutely not my plan. I'm not trying to have 80 grams of fat a day. If we do go, like we're going to Seattle this weekend, so if we go and there's nothing, you know, on a menu that I can have like super healthy or tofu friendly or whatever the case is, I will definitely have a burger without a bun and whatever I have to do. But it's pretty easy now to find even restaurants that are friendly either way, you know, high carb, low carb. So I'm gonna see what happens. I really want to see if this works the way it worked for me before, because I don't think I've really tried to do this yet. So I'm excited. I'm actually like looking forward to trying this and seeing what happens. So, with that said, things like this are what I'm going to be eating. This is an entire bag, bless you, an entire bag of mushrooms that I put in. So this is half of the tofu scramble that I made. I just put it together last night and I put it in the microwave. So there's a lot of mushrooms, tofu, and I put a tiny bit of Daya shreds. So in retrospect, just so you know, there's not even a half serving, but a half a serving of this Daya cheese would be 40 calories, 2.5 grams of fat. So while, you know, we want to watch everything processed, we want to watch stuff like that, this does add a tiny bit more fat. But again, you just don't put a lot. Be very cautious of how much you're using. So yeah, I'm going to be doing stuff like that. Hi, Lily. She's always in my videos. Yep, play with your toys. So things like that. So, you know, when it comes to the carbs and pasta and things like that, I was trying to find it because I didn't want this video to go too long. Oh, here it is. There are substitutes. Like there are tofu noodles, which a lot of people don't like the tofu, the shirataki tofu noodles. I have some in my refrigerator I'm going to try because I don't remember if I like them. It's been so long. But there's also things like this. And this is made, look, it says keto and paleo friendly, which, I mean, I didn't get it for that reason. I got it because it was low calorie and no fat. Hearts of palm spaghetti, literally just hearts of palm. So here we go. Vegan, sugar-free, keto, 2 net carbs per serving. That's nothing. So the whole entire, oh yeah. Life of a toddler. 70 calories per the whole entire thing. This whole box, and I won't eat that because I'm gonna add tofu or some kind of protein to it, something low fat. So this whole thing has 0.5 grams of fat, and if you eat per serving, it's 0 grams of fat. So I mean, literally, and I like this. I've had it a bunch of times, so I know that I like this. And there are stores that sell this. I know I can get it on Amazon if I run out, but you can throw in a bunch of veggies, which I'll be eating a lot more veggies, you know, I'll throw a lot of spinach and stuff like that in there. But these are the kind of things you can incorporate. This and the tofu fettuccine, which that's higher fat, that's more calories, but things, you know, whatever. My kids don't like this, so I don't have to worry about anybody wanting my food, I guess. And I can make my low fat Alfredo sauce to go with this, or you can do marinara, whatever you like. But these are the kinds of things that I'm going to keep in my house as a staple. There's the almond, Kite Hill almond regatta cheese that I used to use in like lasagna and stuff all the time. There is no oil in that. The only fat is from the almonds. So you could also put a little bit of that in here with the pasta sauce to make it bulky and yummy, and throw in some herbs and spices. You know, you can do it up and it still ends up being low fat, not super high calorie, because no matter what diet you're doing, it's calories in, calories out. I mean, everybody that you watch on YouTube, every doctor, it's calorie restriction that works. I mean, it's just science, and everybody that follows any kind of plan knows that what you take in and what you expel, obviously that's how you're gonna lose. So between this tracking and my walking, I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks to see how I do. I just got really excited about it today because I just kept thinking, like, why is this not working? Like, I will have like perfect days, like absolutely perfect days, whether it's the starch solution or whether it is, look, I'm doing the dishes while I'm on this. I'm like so all over the place. But whether it's the starch solution or you're doing potatoes only or whatever, I just kept wondering, like, why is this not working? Like, why is it only working? It works well for a couple of days and then I'll keep going. And for whatever reason, my body does not take to high carb. And I just thought back to back in the day when I was diagnosed with PCOS, and it's something that's not talked about a lot. And I don't see any influencers talking about it or the hormones. So again, I'm not promoting Beyond Burgers or anything crazy every day. I'm promoting lower fat, whole foods still. You know, tofu obviously is processed, but it's still very healthy, and obviously not 3 blocks a day. And there's a ton of mushrooms in mine. As you can see, I'm always going to have vegetables or something like that. And if I had spinach, there'd be a ton of spinach in there, but I don't have any. So things like that, you know, I'm not going to eat Gardein or processed junk every day. Like, that's not my goal. My goal is to make this healthy and have like a lot more salads with protein, with, you know, tofu or whatever, tempeh, those kind of things, but to keep it lower carb. So we'll see how this goes. Again, this might end up being like a 30-minute video or more, because once I incorporate like what I'm eating and my results that I'm probably going to post after like 2 weeks to let you guys know that I've changed it up and why. And then I'm going to get my blood work done as well. You know, this could be a long video, but I want to help others out there who have the same thing as me. And I think that's a huge reason why I struggle with losing weight. And the more I've read about it and the more I've looked into things, it doesn't go away, and it's something I'll have forever. So it's always going to be a struggle. And while I might not be pre-diabetic because I'm vegan, I might, you know, not have, you know, any markers as far as like the blood work goes. It's still PCOS, and it still affects your hormones, and it still affects the way that you lose weight. And I've read a lot about it, and I did find a few people on YouTube who have the same experience. So obviously I'm always going to be vegan, always going to follow a vegan lifestyle, but I need to do what's best for my body. So let's see what happens. That's what I'm here for. So again, I just hope I can help other people, not only with weight loss, but with maybe the same kind of issues that I'm having and have had, like I said, for at least 18 plus years. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to see what the next couple weeks bring. Hopefully it comes with some significant weight loss, and I can finally figure this out. So thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Hey friends, I'm gonna add this video and link it to the video that I started yesterday. And I will be posting this probably in a week just to kind of give an update on how things are going. So I've already talked about what I'm doing, just lower carb, ensuring that I'm not having too much fat. That is like a big deal for me. I do not want to consume a ton of fat, and just making sure I'm getting all my nutrients in, and my protein. I'm actually getting higher protein now. And I think the higher protein is making me feel better. I slept so well last night, the first night after doing this. Like, I woke up once to use the restroom, and that is not typical of me at all. I slept amazing. I woke up refreshed. I feel good today. I was down 1.6 pounds from the first day of doing low carb, so a total of 3.4 pounds in the last couple of days, because I did start back on like doing the potatoes, but after doing all that research and everything and thinking about everything, I'm definitely going to stick to this and see how it goes. But I have blood work scheduled for April 29th, so we'll see how that all goes. Yesterday I drank nothing but sugar-free tea and water, and coffee with the sugar-free, and I am now having breakfast, which is this tofu scramble. I added a bunch more vegetables, so there's mushrooms, peppers, asparagus, onions. I think there's something else in that mix of fire roasted vegetables from Costco, and this is very filling. I have like the macros in my Fitness Pal, but it's very filling and it's healthy. You can add some even healthier fats too. You can add some avocado, but I'm trying to avoid like a lot of processed foods. Like, I mean, obviously tofu is processed, but in terms of like the vegan meats and stuff, I did make zucchini noodles for breakfast or lunch today. I'll show a clip of that real quick. I added a ton of fire roasted vegetables to that, and I did add some vegan sausage links in it because I had them in the freezer. But there are 160 calories with about 7 grams of fat, and I've accounted for everything. So yeah, it's so far so good, and this might be what my body has been needing this entire time. I'm picking up an order today from Whole Foods, which includes some low carb tortillas that I can add to my breakfast. It includes just, you know, some basic things that will really help me get through this. And I'm really excited, actually. I think this is exactly what my body needs. I'm going to try to find an endocrinologist here. If not, I'll find them in, when we move out of state, I'll find them in the next like month or two, and just make sure I have, you know, I'm doing the right things with this PCOS and my vegan lifestyle. So stay tuned. And yeah, so far so good. So we shall see how this goes. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm adding this to the first video that I did when I told you I was starting my newer kind of vegan lifestyle because of my hormonal issues and having PCOS, which is something that you don't hear a lot of people talk about on here. So I just wanted to give a quick update. Today will be, let's see, by the end of the night, it'll be a full 5 days. Hold on. Tuesday, Wednesday, no, a full, yeah, 6 days. Today is 6 days, and then tomorrow, after I'm done for the day, it'll be a total of 7 days that I've been doing this. And then Wednesday morning, I'll weigh in and give you my full week weigh-in update. I'm going to show maybe a photo or two, even though they're totally embarrassing, and I still struggle a lot with my body and how I look right now. But I guess I just want to show it to show you that this is something that's working for me, and that I think I really finally figured out my body really doesn't do well with high carb, and I think that's why I've slowly gained so much weight back over the last couple of years, and it has a lot to do with the PCOS and my hormones. And I'm not doing keto, I'm not doing anything crazy. I've tracked in my Fitness Pal every single day. My carbs range from about 80 to 100 a day. My sugars range about 30 a day, sometimes lower. It depends if I have coffee or not. And then my fat stays below 40. So honestly, it's not much different than unless you stick to like strictly potatoes or something, like I'm doing great. And my fats are healthy fats. Like, I mean, the worst thing I think I've had was like a little bit of vegan cheese or something. Even the plant-based meat that I'm using is the Abbott's brand, which has 0 fat. There's no oil in it. So I'm still being very, very careful about my choices. So as of this morning, I was down 4.5 pounds. So I'm hoping to be down more on my full week, but I think that's really good. I can see it in my face. I can actually feel it in my clothes. Like, I could feel the weight I gained in the video that I posted when I first posted last Tuesday. And, well, I didn't post it, but the video that I made, and I could feel it, and it was bad. And I could definitely feel the difference now. So it's not, and you can, in the pictures you can definitely see, and I'll probably do a video too, so you could just see the difference. But it's a huge difference, and it's kind of crazy, but I think I finally figured out what was wrong. And like high carb works for so many people, but I think unfortunately some of us just can't. Our bodies just don't regulate the insulin the same and the glycogen and stuff. So with that said though, I am really making healthy choices. I went to Washington over the weekend and I didn't go off my plan. In fact, I think I didn't even eat enough. That is one thing I will say about this lower carb lifestyle, is that I don't have the same appetite that I had, which is not a terrible thing, but I still need to make sure I'm getting enough calories in. It's also getting me to drink a lot more water, which is a good thing. So a couple of staples, like huge staples, the last couple of days, the last 6 days that I've had, I've been making a lot of tofu scramble. So this will last me 3 days, unless my kids get into it. But this is definitely gonna last 3 days because it's one block of tofu, but there's a ton of vegetables in it. I think there's 2 pounds total of veggies in it. There's cauliflower rice, carrots, corn, peas, and a big bag of broccoli. So, and then lots of spices, nutritional yeast. There's no fat, no oils, nothing. So I had that, and I've only had one so far. I was having 2 of these tortillas if I have tortillas with them. So I found these at Whole Foods. These whole wheat plus, they're 45 calories a piece. There's a tiny bit of fat, but they are 3 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, 45 calories, and 4 net carbs, which is really hard to find in tortillas, and they're not huge, which is nice too. So let's see here. There's 1.5 grams of fat in one. So like I said, I'm keeping the fat low. Healthy fats are fine. You can have avocado, tofu, those kinds of things. Tofu is definitely a big staple for me right now. Like I said, I'm getting blood work this Friday. So next week I'll post the results of my blood work. I definitely want to get my iron checked and things like that because I have had low iron in the past. And I just want to make sure everything's on point with this, and I'm not, hurting anything as far as my numbers go. So I will let you know how that goes, but I'm going to add this with my first video. I feel like you can even see a difference in my face from the first video to today. Maybe not, maybe it's just me, but I'm very hopeful. I think that I did find something that definitely works. And actually, so I don't make these videos super long, I'll probably post this today, which is Monday the 25th. I'll post this today, and then Wednesday morning I will just post my weekly update and my weight loss, and then kind of just take it from there. So again, like I said, my big staples have been eating a lot of tofu. I eat a lot of salads, so I throw in tons and tons of veggies, and I just make sure that I'm getting in my healthy fats, tons of veggies. If I'm having my protein, it's gonna be, I do tofu, I've been doing tempeh. In Washington, I did some seitan, which did have a little bit higher carbs, but it was totally fine. I had it on a big salad. It lasted me 2 meals because it was so big. So I'm just sticking to that, and I'm not craving anything bad. And I think that's because I have been getting so much more of the sugar out of my diet that I just, even sugar like in foods, because of it being lower carb, I think that's like a huge help. So I think this is what works for me personally. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just coming on here to say, like, the starch solution is great. It's awesome. Potatoes only are awesome, and they work so well for so many of you. And I'm so jealous that it wasn't working for me. And I think that there's really reasons for that. I think that my body just does not take well to high carbs. And I learned that many years ago, like I've said in my first video. And I didn't think that it was still an issue because I've been vegan for so long, but I think it really is. So with that said, I've also switched to drinking these because it has stevia in it. And so these are 10 calories a pack. I throw in water, and there's 1 gram of sugar. So yeah, totally fine. There's 6 of these. You can get them on Amazon. They're actually very tasty. You don't taste the weird stevia aftertaste or anything. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And then, like, if we are out and I have to have something, like I said, I had the, just for example, on the plane, I have those low carb wraps that I showed you guys, and I put some I put some plant-based sweet earth ham on, just rolled them up in some wraps, and I just packed up 3 of them. Still not a lot of calories, still not a lot of fat. Threw them in a reusable Ziploc bag, and I threw them, and they were fine on the plane, and I ate them, and they lasted me until like later in the day when we got lunch. And you know, those kinds of things are going to be my staples. So just finding what works for you in the vegan lifestyle is going to be what's best. And I think for any of you struggling with hormonal issues, PCOS, anything like that, you know, this is something to look into. You know, definitely talk to a specialist. Whenever I move, I'm going to find another endocrinologist, which is what I think I've talked about, like I found back in like 18 years ago. So whenever I do, I will talk to an endocrinologist again and just kind of see what their take is on everything. Hopefully they're vegan friendly, but yeah, so that's what's going on here. So no more potatoes only for me. But this is what's working. You'll see that in the videos that hopefully I'm brave enough to post, or at least the pictures that I'm brave enough to post. And if not, you could probably see it in video to video, the differences. I don't expect to lose 4.5 pounds a week, obviously. But I think I'm definitely burning fat because I can see it and I can feel it in my clothes. So here's to a lower carb, healthy, whole food vegan lifestyle. Some you know, definite differences in, you know, the whole food plant-based community and lifestyle that I was in. But again, anything that I'm eating that's carbs is going to be whole foods. It's going to be whole grain, whole wheat, totally complex carbs when I do have them. And I'm not trying to be in keto or, you know, doing less than 50 a day or anything like that. I mean, I think I definitely might be in keto, but it might just be because of like the weekend I didn't eat that much. But anyway, either way, that's not my goal. My goal is to just obviously lose weight and figure this out, what's really been going on with my body for the last couple of years. So it's not, I just wanted to be honest and forthcoming on this channel because I've been trying the starch solution for so long, and it did work for a short while when I was still breastfeeding my little one a couple years ago, and then it definitely stopped, and I've gained all my weight back since then. So I think that it's important that you find what works for you and what works best for you. And I definitely don't encourage like any high fat crazy lifestyle or anything like that, because I know that's comes with a lot of people that try to follow these low carb diets. You know, it doesn't matter if you're vegan or not, you can still have clogged arteries and heart attacks, and I am not about any of that kind of stuff. As you see, I'm trying to find things that have no oils in them and stick to the healthy fats. If they have fat, it's going to come from nuts. It's going to come from avocado, tofu, things like that. So very, very minimal on the fat, the oils and the fats and things like that. And if I do like have something that does have higher fat in it, it's going to be like my cheat, you know, like if I have a Beyond Burger or something on a lettuce wrap, that's my type of cheat, you know, on this kind of diet. But that's still considered lower carb and still getting in enough calories for the day. So anyway, I had my tofu scramble earlier. I filled up a bowl and I've only eaten half of it because I'm really stuffed, but I will definitely pick at it. So that will probably be my breakfast and lunch with 2 wraps. But yeah, just trying to get enough calories in. I've been getting my steps in, back to work today, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post below. Please keep them positive and friendly, that we try to keep an encouraging environment on this channel. And I'm sorry this video is probably going to be long because I'm attaching it with another video, but they will definitely stay shorter after this. I just wanted to explain that I was changing and doing things a little differently because of my PCOS and, you know, just the struggles I've had for the last couple of years. So I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, share, comment. I always look forward to that, and keep going on whatever lifestyle is working for you. I still love all of my vegan influencers out there that do that lifestyle. You guys are awesome, you rock, and yeah, I look forward to continuing. So again, I will see you guys on the next video, which should be Wednesday morning. I will post a weight update. Thank you so much and have a great day. All right, guys, the easiest way to show you my transformation from the 19th to today was on my computer. So this is 4/19/2022. Very embarrassing to show these pictures. But then compared to today, this is 4/25/2022. So as you can see, just look at the top. So this is not even a full week and close to 5 pounds down, but it's like such a huge difference. You can see the fat, you can tell it's not just water weight. So you look down here, I'm not sucking it in, same exact outfit. I mean, to me, it looks like more than 5 pounds, but it's not according to the scale. So that's that. And then the worst pictures are the back pictures. So let me just show you. So that was the 4/19 back picture, and then that was today. And as you can see, a lot less fat rolls going on there. Still, obviously, I'm very unhappy with my body, but this has been a long time coming and me finally figuring out what's working. So, you know, it's all right. I mean, look at the difference. So 4/19 last week to 4/25. I definitely see a difference in the pictures. I feel it in my clothes, you know, and that's huge. That's what's so important, is how you feel. And the scale doesn't measure everything. I mean, look at this. You can see here how much more bloated I look than here today, this morning. I mean, I know I have a long way to go. Trust me, I want to lose another 40 or more pounds, depending on my body. But like, even here, you can see, again, same exact pose, same exact clothes. And I can just see and feel such a huge difference. And it's amazing to finally feel this way. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on going and, you know, see how this works. So far, so good. And I'll let you know how the labs go at the end too. And this weird picture on my screen is just my little one when she was a baby. All you can see was teeth. So I wanted to show you my little baby. She's not a baby anymore, but anyway, that's my progress. And I will see you guys on Wednesday.